Well, hello kids. We are going to keep on going with our linear systems because they're super fun, and yeah, we get to learn more ways to solve them. Today we're going to talk about substitution. But before we do that, hey, I'm doing my best here, but this may not be the best lesson in the whole entire world. This is just the highlights of what we do, meant to help you from home. Different math teachers might do it differently. Totally fine. Yeah, so we're just gonna do what we do here. Cool. All right, so we are going to start using the substitution method. This is a mathematical method that we can use. It's more precise and it's also helpful so that we can solve these things when we don't, for example, have a coordinate plane in our back pocket that we can use to solve by graphing. Okay. Now, I realize that some students benefit from having one dissected, long, very well explained example, and then other kids that's just too much. So what we're going to do is one big long example on the front for the kids that do well with that, and then we're going to do two short ones on the back, so then everybody gets to see three examples. It's going to be great. Okay, so the steps that we are going to follow for this system are listed down the left. And I'll try very much to keep them organized for you. Got my lineup of colored pens here. Hopefully I don't lose you. Okay, so this is our system. Same as the system. Okay, cool. All right, step number one is to solve one variable for one of the equations. It does not matter which variable, it does not matter which equation. So I'm just going to take the top equation. Negative x plus y equals 1. Let's say I want to get this y by itself. Add x to both sides, add x's to both sides, so y equals x plus 1. Just so happens that it's in slope-intercept form. It's purely coincidental, okay? That's step one. Solve for one variable for one equation. Step two. We are going to substitute the expression from step one into the other equation to solve for that variable. So see how we solved for y? We are going to put this in for y. It's kind of like how 4/4 equals $1. So it'd be like working with $1 and the 4/4 here. I don't know if that made any sense at all. So instead of y, we're going to say x plus 1. And I'm just going to do that in pink so you can see that came from step one. That's ugly. Okay, everything else comes straight down. The 2x and the plus, and the equals -2. Okay, so 2x plus y, only another way of saying y, equals -2. Solve for the variable, so solve for x. Well, that positive doesn't really change anything. I don't really need those parentheses. Combine like terms. 3x plus 1 equals -2. Take out the 1. 3x is, ooh, thank goodness, no decimals or fractions. Okay, x equals -1. Dun dun dun. Step number 2 is finished. Okie doke. Now we are going to switch pens. Substitute the value from step 2 into any of these equations. Now, there's two different ways you can go about this. Some people find that the original equations are more accurate. I just go with whatever is available to me. But make sure it's one of the equations from step 1. So either this or this. This is more accessible for me though. So x here is equal to 1. So this x now is going to be equal to -1. And everything else is the same. So y equals x plus 1. Only instead of x, we're putting in what x equals. Y equals negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So we have found that x is negative 1. We use that to find y is equal to 0. Okay, now step number 4 says to combine the x and y values into one coordinate. And this is where we make it awkward. We are going to have a mathematical wedding. Dun 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 dun. You two are now a beautiful coordinate. X comes first and then the y. Good. And then we check our work. So that means I should be able to sub in negative 1 for x and 0 for y. Well, I had negative x, so negative 1 is 1. 1 plus y, or 1 plus 0 is 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, plus nothing is, negative 2. It works. And now we go to the back side. All right, I'm going to put my pens in order so maybe I can keep this coordinated for you again. No promises. Okay, here we go. Here's our steps. Just going to go right through. Okay, step number 1 is to solve for one variable for one equation. Hey, Pumpkin. I just love you too, buddy. Did you have a good nap?
Yeah.
Oh, don't change that order. Oh, thank you. I'm talking to the kids at the moment. Do you want to say hi?
When I'm awake.
When you're awake. You're not quite awake yet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me finish this up, buddy, and then I'll come see you, okay? Okay, so we just found one variable and one equation. I chose this one because it's already by itself in positive, right? It's just easier in my world. So now we are going to put this in for x in the other equation. I'm going to go down here. 2, and instead of x, I'm going to put in what x equals. Then plus 5y equals 4. Get some distributive property going on here. Good. Combine some like terms. Move the constant. Can you guys hear the ocean in the background? My kiddo has ocean sounds for sleeping. Perhaps the ocean sounds will be calming for this stressful new process. Negative over negative is positive. 10 over 5 is 2. All right, we have half of our answer. Now we're going to put in 2 for y. What color did I use last? Purple. Oh wait, this one, not that one. Okay, my color coding is confusing me. So this 2 now is going to go in for this y. So it becomes x equals negative 5 instead 2's plus 7. X equals negative 10 plus 7. X equals negative 3. Yeah. And now, make it awkward. Dun 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 dun. Variable x comes first, and then y. Sometimes kids get excited and they use this as the first number, but remember, pay attention to the variable. Okay. All right. Then we're done. Peace out. Drop the mic. Nope. Check your work. So this is an x and y. An x and 5 y's. So one of these and 5 of these. Negative 3 and 10. Yeah, that's 7. Good. 2 of these is negative 6. 5 of these is 10. Negative 6 and 10 is 4. Yeah. Good. Look how pretty it is. Aren't you proud of yourself? You should be. So what we just did is we found where these two lines are going to intersect. So this math is what we can do instead of writing these in slope-intercept form and graphing and finding the intersection. Okay. Okay. I strongly recommend that you go ahead of me and see what you can do without me. And then we'll compare answers in a second, okay? Okay. Hopefully you gave it a go, right? Okay. So now I want to solve. Can you please turn off your sounds, buddy?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I want to solve for this x, because again, it's already by itself and it's positive, so negative 4y. 4y, we haven't had one set up like this yet. So x equals negative 4y, much better, minus 4. Okay, great. Now we're going to put what x
Mom.
equals. Yeah, Pumpkin.
I want to say hi.
You want to say hi? Say hi, kids.
Hi, kids.
Do you think the kids are pretty cool? I'm going to sub this in for x. So instead of 3x, I'm going to say 3 of whatever x is equals.
Kegels.
Kegels, what's that?
Kegels is
And then distributive
Bananas.
property?
banana peels.
Kegels are banana peels? That's funny.
Yes.
I like how you make up new words. And combine like terms. Negative 12 and 2 is negative 10. Oh, buddy, you got them out of order. That's fine. And constant. I hope I can remember the order. Otherwise, the children will be confused. This is a long equation. Do you see why it's so important to learn all of the things we've done so far? Okay. So I found the y part. Hey, excuse me. No, thank you, sir. That is not funny. Tell kids you're sorry.
Yeah.
Tell the kids you're sorry.
Sorry, kids.
Okay, so now that we know what y is, we're going to put in y into the equation. So instead of x equals negative 4y, we're going to say negative 4 whatever y equals.
Equal.
Not equals, equals. Negative times a negative is a positive. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. Good. All right. May I please have the light blue? Thank you. Dun 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 dun. Are we done, bud? Now we gotta check our work. Okay, say check your work.
Check your work.
Check your work. Okay, there's the x and the y. So 3 fours is 12. Minus 2 of these, minus 8. Yeah, that's 8. Good. Y and 4 of these. 4 minus 16. That's negative 4. Hey, hey, we found the answer. You say yay.
Yay.
Good job, smart kids. Look at all these numbers. Do you know these numbers? What's that number?
X.
That's not an X. What's that number?
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
What is it?
How old are you going to be soon?
4.
There you go. You know those numbers. Okay, so here is your practice, and it's for the kids. I'm still talking to the kids. Okay. It's a little bit longer, but it's really important that you get good at this. This would not be one of those assignments to miss. Okay. Okay, for this top section, it's saying to solve for whatever variable is after the semicolon. So what it means is get x by itself. So for example, in this one, subtract y from each side. 2x equals negative 4y plus 8, and then divide by 2 to get x equals negative, do not touch the phone, baby, 2y plus 4. So this would be your solution. So you would probably want to do this on loose leaf and then put this as your solution up here. X equals negative 2y plus 4. Like so. Kaboom. Okay. Then for these, you are going to do that exact process that we did in your notes. Now, this looks overwhelming, but I will show you that step number 1 is already done for you in 10 through 15. So for example, it has a y equals for all of them. So you do not have to do the first step. So you would sub, for example, this here, and for this y here. So x minus 3, 3x minus 1 equals 3. And solve it to solve for x, and then put that number in for this y. The next section is the one where you have to follow all 5 steps. Okay? 5 steps sounds fun, huh? I really like this question here, but we're going to do it in class, just like the last one, right? I want to make sure that we are doing a good job together. So if you miss class, please see me so I can explain it to you. If you were stuck, I don't blame you. This is tough stuff, but you can get it. Shoot me an email at this address, and I'll try to help you. Of course, you know where to find me in class 2. All right, I think that's it. Do you have anything else left to say? You got shy again? Okay, say bye, kids.
Bye, kids.
See you next time. Bye.